Have you finished up your business here in Bellatus? I'm very concerned that Pan hasn't woken up yet. Dex indeed cast a powerful spell upon him, but he's been unconscious for so long. Could it be that something has happened to his body? Why don't we head out to Ordemus now? I can show you the way to Trom. Let's get going. This is the place I was referring to, the St. Lapia Hospital. I've already told them about Pan. There should be a ward waiting for us. Get Pan to his bed first, and take care of any paperwork required for his admission. I appreciate it.
Rune Hunter, as you mentioned, the patient has a strange scar on him. You said that he's been unconscious ever since he was hit by a spell? Well, since the first diagnosis has been completed, we will prepare his treatment as soon as the results are in. We will do our best to get him back on his feet. The St. Lapia Hospital was founded in Arcrus by the Ortemis royal family, and our institution has become the most renowned hospital of Trom. Under the guidance of Count Zid, who happens to be the ruler of Arcrus, as well as the director of this hospital, we always assign a dedicated nurse to each of our patients. However, because a lot of our nurses have been dispatched to the cemetery to deal with recent issues, it will take some time before a nurse can be assigned to this patient. Please try to understand, Rune Hunter.
The attending physician just came by. Pan has received temporary treatment. Although he hasn't been fully treated, I can tell that Pan's feeling a lot better now. We will have to wait until a dedicated nurse is assigned before the actual treatment can begin. But we can't just sit around when there's no telling when Pan's condition may worsen. Could you please go look at what this graveyard issue is about? If there's something we can do to help, we should do what we can to get Pan treated quicker.
I'm not sure who you are, but help me. I was cleaning the cemetery and almost ended up going into my own grave. There have been strange occurrences around Trom recently. Corpses coming back to life. I was scared to death when I first saw one of them rise. Now, I have to risk my life in order to tend to the graves. Everything's a mess right now with all the corpses limping around the area. My heart's always pounding from the danger. But thankfully, it seems like the gods are on my side today. Could you just escort me back to the hospital? Don't worry, I'll take care of the mess you make along the way.
Oh, that's the cemetery issue they've been talking about? The dead are rising to threaten the living? I can't be certain, but it seems like Serpent's resurrection from Bellatus has even influenced Trom as well. Go and see if there are any more details you can find.
You don't seem like a gravekeeper. What brings you here? Oh, right. You're here to take a look at the walking dead as well. Welcome. It's a bit dangerous, but also interesting to see the dead walk around. I would say it's worth risking your life. When did this start? Let's see. If my memory serves me right, I think it was right after the red moon rose. But I'm not too sure about that. Me? Oh, I'm fine. Although, I did almost end up dying earlier today. Not too sure about the other gravekeepers, though. Say, since you're already here, could you help out the other gravekeepers if you run into them? I wouldn't want my friends to end up dead here.
I haven't seen you around. What are you doing out here? Even the trained guards are having difficulty guarding this location. We haven't been able to transport the gravekeepers who are injured by the reanimated corpses back to the hospital. We need all the help we can get. And I'm also worried that all these corpses may end up overrunning the hospital, which is why I've been praying to Vesper every day to not let that happen. If you're strong enough to head deeper inside, could you please light up the lamps that are located around the cemetery? Those corpses seem to be attracted to light. If the lamps are lit, we'll be able to keep them inside the cemetery.
Are you the one who lit up the lamps? I guess that will secure the hospital for now, although I did prefer the dark. I was just cleaning up the graves when the corpses rose up all around me, which is exactly what I wanted to see. That's why I didn't finish cleaning early. I've been hiding here since yesterday, and I've observed a lot of interesting stuff. I'm sure the other gravekeepers are also raptured by the walking corpses. Please go tell them that. It's time to go back home.
Hey, care to listen to me for a second? I have something to tell you. Oh, it's way past our meeting time, and I haven't heard back from one of my fellows. So I went to check out the crematorium, and I saw a monster that gave me the chills just by looking at it. That must be the monster my friend Jutar wanted to check out. We both like to look at creepy things like that, but... Oh, it's a different story when you're captured by that creepy thing. It'll be terrible for Jutar to get torn apart by that monster. If you're going to take a tour around the cemetery, could you keep an eye out for Jutar's grave? He might have died and gotten buried already, right?
Such an incredible monster. I almost died out of joy. Did you see it? You saw it, right? That look, and how it walks around. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Is this all because of the strange occurrences around Trom lately? Whatever the case, I love it. I can't believe such a monster even exists. Hospital! I gotta get to the hospital quickly! I have to tell the other gravekeepers about what I just witnessed!
Let me get this straight. You're saying that the cemetery is crawling with monsters that resemble the plagued ones from Edvina? The dead may be back due to Serpent's influence, but I have no idea why they would resemble the grotesque figures of the plagued ones. Because, as you already know, the plagued ones of Edvina were actually created due to Vesper instead of Serpents. Even so, Ordemis is a nation founded by those who worship Vesper. I wouldn't expect Vesper's powers to influence them in such ways. Oh, thanks to your efforts, some of the nurses have safely returned to the hospital. And with that, they were able to assign a dedicated nurse to Pan as well. I'm very glad. You must be...
Hello there, Rune Hunter. My name is Eastlyn. I'm the one in charge of managing the nurses here in St. Lapia Hospital. Rune Hunter, I would like to have a private conversation with you outside. Is that okay with you? I must have startled you with my abrupt request. I was told that the nurses were able to return to the hospital thanks to your help. We all appreciate it, but it's dangerous out there. Please don't. By the way, I do have something I wanted to ask you about. What is your relationship with that old man inside the ward? I hope you didn't purposefully bring him out here having knowledge of his true identity. This is Arcris, and he is not welcomed here. If you don't have any special reasons for him to be here, you should do something about him. I'm afraid that his presence may stir up some bad rumors. Oh, and I'm not sure if you've heard, but your friend now has a dedicated nurse assigned to him. Why don't you introduce yourself to her first if you're not too busy?
Hello. You're the one from the graveyard, aren't you? I'm so happy to see you again. The other gravekeepers managed to make it out safely thanks to you. Miss Eastlyn, the person you were just talking to, is one of the 5 nobles of Arcris. Together with Count Zid, she actively participates in taking care of the hospital. Miss Eastlyn asked you to get rid of your old friend inside the ward? It's not like her to talk bad about someone like that. Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding? Although, I've never seen her look so angry before. It's almost as if she's seen Salvis or something. What? Your old friend's name is Salvis? Aw, come on, Rune Hunter. Stop messing with me. You can't be serious. Salvis was the one who destroyed Ordemis by siding with Triad during the Zodiac War, which began here in Arcris. But that was 200 years ago. That name isn't very common. If you're telling the truth, it's quite the coincidence. But some people may get the wrong idea from it. Perhaps he should use an alias? By the way, I'm worried about the others who are still at the graveyard. Rune Hunter, I'll take care of the patient from now on. Could you go check on them?
I've never seen any monsters that look like those. This sight is truly breathtaking. Is that what you ultimately become when you're cursed by the gods? Count Zid's been complaining about running out of space for graves. So we've been switching around the burial sites in this area. We want to finish up quickly for the sake of the resting dead. But we can't do anything right now, even though we've already dug up all the graves. I wonder if there's any other immorality that could be sweeter than this. Even my sprained ankle seems like fate at this point. Hey, if you don't mind, could you pray for the dead for me? I don't think I can pray right now, when my mind's clouded with such dirty thoughts.
I'm sorry. I didn't notice you because I was so focused. I can't believe how many people got hurt because of the monsters around here. What? Landfill sprained his ankle as well? Oh dear. Thank you for telling me. I'll go take a look. From now on, if you run into any injured gravekeepers, please share this emergency potion with them. It'll help them out a lot.
This potion is from Gabby? Oh, she's such an angel. An angel who was sent down by Vesper. Oh, my dear Gabby. What happened to me? I ended up like this because of the hero who rose up from the grave.
The one who was buried in the grave I took care of every day. I worked so hard to care for the grave. But how come the hero didn't recognize me? Is it because all of the souls of the people buried here have already left to meet the gods? I haven't even finished laying out the wreaths. But I don't think I can finish in my current state. I just need to cover one more grave. Can you do it for me?
We can't go beyond this point. It's not too late to turn back. It's too dangerous out there. This is where all the heroes who fought for Artemis during the Zodiac War are buried. This path leads to the memorial shrine, so we buried all of the heroes here to remind everyone of the sacrifices they have made for us. But because of the strange phenomenon, all of the risen heroes have now become a threat to the Gravekeepers. A lot of them have been injured due to the ruthless attacks by the heroes. I must stop the risen heroes from reaching the hospital. I won't ask for your help with this, so you should get out of here quickly. You defeated General Birkin? Are you serious? I've heard that he was an incredibly strong hero with excellent swordsmanship. Did you get hurt at all? You should at least head back to the hospital for a checkup, just in case. I'll clean things up here. I have to turn on the rest of the lamps anyway. Don't even bother worrying about me. Head on back now.
Rune Hunter! You're back! It seems like all the Gravekeepers have made it back safely thanks to you. Everyone's praising you about how you helped them out. And thanks to their testimonies, the bad rumors about you are slowly dying out. Don't even get me started. Do you realize what I had to go through while you were gone? Because some stupid nurse blabbered on about Salvis staying in one of the wards. I never would have guessed such a nice old man would be a war criminal. I thought you were all making a terrible joke about him. If you use the memory rune at the memorial shrine, you'll realize why the people of Artemis act so sensitively when it comes to the name Salvis. Rune Hunter, have you ever heard of the Zodiac War? I've already asked Jose for help regarding the topic. It might be worth it to catch up on some history.
We must never forget all of the sacrifices that were made in order to restore the peace within our lives. With hopes of rebuilding Arcris, we wish to engrave those memories here for all eternity.
Rookie! Are you spacing out on me right now? Did you hear me? You're gonna be placed on the front lines now. We'll do our best to hold this place off. You follow the other soldiers.
What is that?
Rookie! Watch out! Go! Now! Get out of here! You'd better stay alive, Rookie.
Rookie, I've been waiting. We don't have time to waste. Let's get right to it. The armies of Traya are at the brink of bringing down Arcus Fortress. They have already taken over most of the surrounding areas, as well as the inner courtyard. In order to regain control of the fortress, we are going to recover our base first. And then we will infiltrate the castle to eliminate their commanding officers. But first things first, approach the fortress while taking down all of the enemies who have taken over our base. We are vastly outnumbered, but do not give up.
Thank you. I thought I was going to end up in trial like this. This situation is dire at the moment, although I will do my best until the end. This war is going to spread throughout the entire continent of Trom. It's not just us. I've heard the Traya soldiers talking about how the other nations are in turmoil as well. Seems like there is a standoff between nations regarding the completion of the Zodiacs. But we don't have any sacred arms, and the Zodiacs are the only way for us to restore divinity. You still have 2 other bases to recover as you make your way to the fortress. And I'm sure there are other captured allies along the way. Please help them out as well.
This battle's impossible. We're just too outnumbered. They even have a mercenary who's really good at using the power of runes. His name's Salvis or something. Ever heard of that name? Apparently, he's one of the strongest people who is opposing the completion of the Zodiacs. No matter how much power Traya has, this war is just too brutal. How could they declare war just because we oppose their opinion? Countless soldiers have already fallen at the hands of Salvis. Damn it, we were already low on numbers. Please, try your best to secure a path for us. I'll do what I can to rally the remaining soldiers and catch up with you.
Made it this far by yourself. Must have been quite the workout. I'm proud of you. The Grand Marshal has personally taken up the vanguard in order to recover the fortress that has been occupied by our enemies. I want to make sure that our vanguards can muster up their courage if they're to ever look back. So could you raise the flag of Artemis for me again? Don't worry about me and go! I believe brave soldiers like you will end up saving Artemis in the end.
Rookie, you made it! Right on time, too. We're prepared to go all out against the enemy from this point onward. You'd better brace yourself. As I explained earlier, the armies of Traya have already taken over the inner castle. And our objective is to take down the commanding officers in order to recover the fortress. The Grand Marshal himself has led our forces into the central plaza. I want you to go find Commander Aspen near the plaza and follow his orders. Best of luck to you. Hope to see you again alive and well, Rookie.
Reinforcements sent by Sorin. Good to have you here. We're expected to face off against them in the plaza just up ahead. It's not going to be easy considering the difference in our numbers. But give it your all. If you truly believe, the god Vesper will always watch over us. Now, march forward to the central plaza and bring me the head of their commander. We will achieve victory this day, as we are empowered by our resolution.
Dear Artemis, we will not kneel before any hardship we face. Recall the teachings that were shared by Vesper, that this decline shall be the basis for a brilliant beginning, and that one must pass the darkness of death in order for life to start burning again. Now, we will all become reborn in battle! Let us face tomorrow's sun without shame!
For a prideful death! For a prideful death!
All forces, charge forward!
Salvis disappeared, together with the Triad commander. We're searching around because we believe they're still inside the castle. Keep moving forward into the castle while taking care of the remaining Triad soldiers. It'll make things a lot easier for the other soldiers who are conducting the search. Commander Aspen will be waiting for you inside. Get going.
Enlisty, I kept my eye on you during the battle. I was impressed with the courage and guts you displayed back there. I'm proud of you. Our soldiers have located Salvis and the Triad commander beyond this point. I know you're tired, but Artemis requires your help once again. Be aware that Salvis is very skilled with his magic.
Keep on fighting back!
We will not fall back from here.
Rune Hunter? Rune Hunter? Rune Hunter, I already told you before, Salvis does not belong in Arcris. I'm sure you've learned from the memory rune why we cannot accept Salvis's presence here. And Count Zid has asked for a meeting with you regarding that issue. Please cooperate.
Messier, we have guests. Maintain dignity.
Dignity?
It's been a while, Salvis. What, 10 years or so? You seem to have aged quite a bit in that time. As a Zodiac Master, you must be free from the usual effects of time. And I suppose you're still trying to change things beyond your control.
Count Zid. And you look the same as yourself 10 years ago. I'm also glad to see that everyone else is doing so well.
Salvis, we share an unpleasant memory that stems from a war long ago. I hope you're not trying to cover that up after all this time.
I discovered the sacred arms of Vesper in Bellatus. You must all need the power of that sacred arms more than I do. If you promise to take care of my friends, I will gladly give it to you.
Salvis, you seem to have the wrong idea about us nobles. That belongs to the royal family. As nobles, we do not gain anything from taking possession of one of the sacred arms. And with it containing so much inherent power, suitable levels of power are required to even summon it. So, we could not utilize it in secret. If we allow you, our long-sworn enemy, to freely roam Arcris in exchange, the trust that we have painstakingly established will crumble away. It's unfortunate, but we cannot help your friends with their request either.
But...
we will give you a 1-week grace period. Once that time passes, do not set foot within Arcris ever again. Hopefully, I have made myself clear about our current situation. I do not think we have anything more to talk about.
I had hoped for Count Zid's interest in the sacred arms, but this is bad. Where are we supposed to go now? Dex's magic is delicately encroaching upon Pan's body like a deadly poison. Once the magic fully spreads, he will surely die. I can't think of anywhere else but Artemis that can effectively control the magic that spreads this way. Well, I suppose I'm to blame for this problem, so I'll do my best to solve it. Could you give me some time? I'll tell you if I think of anything.
Excuse me? Excuse me. Can you help me? I mean, my little brother. The Gravekeepers told me about how you saved them during the mess. That means that you're a righteous person, right? I have a favor to ask. Please help me find my little brother. My brother was declared to be dead from the St. Lapis hospital yesterday. His cause of death was due to the plague, so I haven't seen him ever since he was quarantined. But infected with the plague? That's impossible. He was at the common ward until a couple of days ago. Everyone else there is still healthy, but they just singled out my brother, and they won't even let me take a look at his body because of the plague. There must be some other reason. There's absolutely no reason for him to just... My brother can't be dead. Please help me find him.
Rune Hunter, everyone in the hospital is a bit depressed at the moment. I don't think I can talk for very long. Where's the morgue? Shh, Rune Hunter. Someone might hear you. I was already in a terrible mood thanks to Salvis. Why are you asking me that? According to regulations, all of the nurses and gravekeepers affiliated with the hospital are not allowed to speak of the morgue that's located in the basement of the annex. Such regulation allows us to focus our efforts on the living patients, instead of dwelling on those who have already passed away. I mean, the door to the basement opens up at midnight every day. But that's all I can speak of right now.
Watch out!
Petre, did you move the corpse from the isolation ward? The Baron has asked to take extra care with that body. Petre?
outfit is a bit strange. Are you a new guard? I want you to give it your all, and never bring shame to the name of Arcas. Due to the strange occurrences that's been spreading throughout Traum recently, the corpses in the morgue have been periodically coming back to life. However, all of the corpses must be sorted out by the researchers beforehand, which is why they must not be taken out without permission. All of the test subjects are currently being tested out before delivery. However, we were given orders to dispose of any of them if it is required to support the researchers. Make sure to maintain order until the sorting ends.
Subject 14539 was the son of a blacksmith. He had always felt sorry for his father, who suffered from chronic arthritis that naturally came along with his occupation. He regularly snuck out dried food and preservatives from his food rations and sent them to his father via mail. The pity that was displayed by Subject 14539 will become a useful reference for future personality establishment processes. Based on Lady Messier's request, various research is being performed on subjects with exceptionally beautiful bodies. The tri-colored irises, along with the small and pointed ears which resemble a beast, are characteristics unique to Subject 20011. Subject 4456's rare and perfectly balanced body proportions will go along well with Subject 7791's flawless ivory-colored skin.
Researcher Lappin has asked us for assistance. Apparently, she's been left behind at the laboratory where the early tests are being carried out. Everything seems to be in order here, so focus on helping her now.
Count Zid has always mentioned that all hospital workers must be faithful towards their work, while also holding on to the sense of guilt. Because as Subject 19115 has shown, people who are more sensitive to guilt tend to stay within the set boundaries of rules. Lady Messier hopes to find a test subject with low threshold for guilt, in order for her personality designs to thrive in all conditions. Subject 23901 is an obese male who used to always write his diary on a pocket-sized notebook right before he went to sleep. An interesting phrase was found while examining his notebook. On one of the pages, he had written, "Become a person the world needs." Since Exer is extracted proportionally to the body's weight, I suppose he has indeed become a useful person after his death.
Have you cleared out all of the nearby locations? I was so focused on my research that I'd forgotten about the tests being started here. I don't recall making something like you before. You're far from my taste in beauty, and your outfit is really weird. Whatever. I guess everyone is just so busy that they loosened up on the final inspections. After all, Lady Messier's been obsessed over the transcending Exer lately. All of us are exhausted because it's a lot more complicated than creating regular Exer. But what can we do when our mother asks for them? Oh, I also heard that the hatchery is a mess right now. You should get going.
We're screwed. Who set the wrong time for the hatching? And right when the grumpy ones are being hatched? What a mess. What are you standing around for? Clean things up already. I don't know why the guards are so slow these days. This is so frustrating. Dispose of all the newly hatched subjects this time. They've all been contaminated from hatching too early. Hold on. Does that mean the culture fluid's been contaminated as well? Ah, jeez.
A mistake was made while experimenting with Subject 18458. The eye that was supposed to be transplanted from Subject 18467 had been altered. In the end, due to the flaw in Subject 18458's eye, the experiment failed as the subject's eye began to burn away in the middle of testing. The subject seemed to be in great pain and became violent as it went on a rampage, even though Subject 18458 was originally very quiet and timid. Based on this experience, the researchers were able to learn of a most convenient method to creating a violent personality.
Hold on. Have you been reading the experiment records? Guards shouldn't be able to comprehend the words, since they've been designed to have low intelligence. Why are you even reading that? You're probably going to forget about it tomorrow. It's been years since I was first created, but I've never seen something like this happen. It's strange to see that a guard is acting out of its given protocol. Is it a mutation, perhaps? Or is the Baron carrying out a new experiment? Anyway, since you're here, why don't you lend a hand as you're supposed to? One of the subjects overgrew, so we've been having problems disposing of it. There's no need to feel bad. Just get rid of it as quickly as possible. We have plenty of materials left, so we can just create a new one. That's what test subjects are for, right?
Did you sleep well last night? You don't look so well. I'm sorry if my incompetence regarding Pan's situation kept you up all night long. But don't worry. I'll make sure Pan is treated no matter what. You must be exhausted from the long trip. You should relax in the meantime.
Oh, it's you. Have you thought about it? About my request? I understand that it's a lot to ask of a stranger. I don't want to burden you too much. What? You'll help? Are you serious? I was so desperate that I was thinking of writing a letter to Count Zid or something. Thank you so much. My brother? He's a 15-year-old boy with a skinny body. He has blonde hair, pale skin with green eyes. And no one knows this, but there's a unique-looking mole on the bottom of his right foot. I would often tease him about it by tickling him. Miel is his name. I'm sure he's still alive. Do you think you'll be able to find him? I'm counting on you.
Hey, you, guard. Too many subjects are hatching. We must stop the hatchery from becoming overloaded at all cost. Requesting immediate support.
Researcher Lapin has asked for additional support. I will make a report that this area has been cleaned out. You go on ahead and help her out.
Just as Lady Messier spent a long time organizing the members of Arcrus, Baron Zeno has been showing great interest in human enhancements and chimera research. All of the enhanced subjects under his supervision have shown incredible physiques, which can be employed in organizing armed forces for the hospital and the laboratory. In addition, he has recently succeeded in bonding Subject 11245 with Subject 7761. The experiment ended up creating a very threatening subject. To support Baron Zeno's future research, we are planning on capturing creatures from outside Arcrus and including them in the sorting process.
you the guard from before? I clearly remember you because of your strange appearance. It's nothing big this time. I just need some more materials to complete this subject. But things have been a bit messy around here because of the ongoing testing. All of the materials should be scattered around this area. I need you to carefully gather and deliver them to researcher Sisha. You think you can do that? You'd better be worth the amount of Exer we used on you. If not, I'm going to chop you up and transplant your limbs to other subjects.
Along with the continuous research efforts, as well as the crucial discovery from Subject 29011, the Exer extraction process has reached an innovative turning point. With the newly extracted Exer, only a small amount is required to be consumed in order to benefit from the same level of life extension effects as before. And because the refinement technology has greatly improved as well, the same sort of side effect Baron Zeno has suffered should no longer be a problem.
You got the test materials? I don't know whose work you are, but you're pretty handy. I can definitely tell that I didn't make you based on your appearance. What? A plagued patient? There's no such thing. What are you talking about? Hey, how can you even use words like plague when you're a guard? Something must be wrong with you. Are you mutating like Azat mentioned? Oh, wait. Are you talking about the subjects from the isolation ward? All of those subjects were properly delivered to their destinations. That's none of your business anyway. Get going now.
Did all the nobles of Arcris participate in the Zodiac War? You weren't even born back then. How did you... About 10 years ago, I met up with Count Zid here at the St. Lapia Hospital. And in return for the request I made to him, I made a blood oath to never talk about the events that occurred during the Zodiac War. Because that oath will stay in effect until the day I die, I can't tell you anything specific. But I suppose you're curious about how the nobles are maintaining their youth. It is said that they're able to control the effects of diseases based on Vesper's divinity they have gathered through thousands of days of prayer made by Saint Lapia herself. Their unusually long lifespan seems to be related to that. But why are you asking me this all of a sudden? And with such a grave look?
The Baron has requested aid in transporting test materials. All of the materials should be inside the chest located nearby. Find and take it to the Baron. Keep in mind that he has also granted permission to dispose of any test subjects that get in the way of transporting the materials.
Oh dear. I see that you love to meddle in other people's businesses. I understand it's hard to restrain your youthful curiosity, but I'd like to ask if you're truly qualified to be in this place. You don't have to tell me where you got that from. Zid was kind enough to give you a warning, but you dare. If you made it this far, you probably saw everything. I really can't let you leave this place alive. Prepare yourself. This is ridiculous. Oh, damn it. If only I wasn't such a mess. You I don't know what you're thinking, or what it is you're after. But you'll regret it if you don't keep your mouth sealed.
I'm not sure if I understood that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you're saying that the nobles have been performing human experiments? Which must mean that the strange creatures you saw at the graveyard must have something to do with their experiments as well. And I've never heard of this substance called Exer. If the public finds out about this, it'll be disastrous. Listen carefully. Just before you returned, I received a message from Viscount Cruz. It was an invitation for us to visit the mansion of the Arcris nobles, Kylum. We should at least have a talk with them before drawing conclusions. If we act rashly, it might endanger Pan as well. I'll get ready and meet you at the forest path leading towards the mansion. There you are. This path to the mansion is crawling with creatures. The forest is lit up with lamps that emit the power of runes, and it appears that the nearby creatures are drawn to that energy as well. The sudden invitation, leading to a path filled with creatures. Something just doesn't feel right about this, but I have no idea what the nobles are trying to do. Stay on alert, and move cautiously. I don't want you to get hurt.
You must be the guests Viscount Cruz mentioned. My name is Gary. I'm the steward in charge of Kylum, the mansion for nobles of Arcris. The Viscount is awaiting you on the roof of this mansion, although I doubt that you will be able to make it all the way up there. We do not show mercy towards those who attempt to disturb the order in Arcris. Even though you have been invited to this mansion, you will not leave in one piece.
Now, everyone, are you prepared to greet our dear guests? Let us do our best not to tarnish the honor of Viscount Cruz. Give our guests a grand welcome so that they are able to truly appreciate our preparations.
Well, that's a very clear explanation as to why they invited us to the mansion. They want to keep their secrets to themselves, even if they have to kill us. It wasn't just the creatures that roamed the path leading towards this mansion. Everything up to this point has been prepared to eliminate us. I'm just worried about Pan back at the hospital. They might try to harm Pan while holding us back at this mansion. I think it would be best for us to head back to the hospital and check on Pan. Try to hurry, just in case.
Rune Hunter? I heard that you were urgently looking for me. I hope you're not here to share some bad news. I don't know why you're so worried, but don't worry about the patient. He's quite stable at the moment. Oh, have you decided upon which hospital or residence you're transferring to? You have to tell me once you decide upon an exact date.
I'm glad to see that the nobles haven't done anything to Pan yet. Or perhaps they're thinking that we're as good as dead by the end of the grace period. But if we do get to meet with Viscount Cruz at the mansion, there might be a chance to renegotiate. Let us not lose hope just yet. We must stay strong and keep on pushing forward one floor at a time. For Pan. There's a gallery filled with various paintings up ahead. Collecting such paintings is a common hobby amongst the honorable nobles. Some of the paintings seem to be quite old as well. Since all of the paintings were drawn at different ages of time, we might be able to collect some information. As I've said, I have made an oath to never talk about their involvement in the Zodiac War. But if you look at these paintings in order, you might be able to learn something. I swore to myself to ignore everything about them ever since I made that oath a decade ago. But I can't deny the fact that something has happened to Baron Zeno during that time. I'm guessing that it has something to do with that Exer substance you mentioned. All external substances have side effects, which is why you must always be very careful. Anyway, I don't see any other paths that lead to a different location. We might have to find an alternative method to get upstairs.
If that's what you think, why don't we build a hospital? We do have Saint Lapia's prayer stone infused with God Vesper's powers. Even though its divinity was not fully completed, it should be more than enough to make your idea become a reality. Utilize the power of the god to heal the people, while also collecting qualified samples for ourselves. Right?
Yes, we are limited to individuals with similar appearance and personality right now. But as our knowledge and sample size grow, it will be different. Our domain will be filled with controlled people who excel in their work. And once that day arrives, Arcrus will truly reach its golden age. This is what it means to truly serve your nation as a loyal noble. His Majesty also acknowledges the need for Exir in order to achieve this goal.
This place is filled with ancient texts and rare spellbooks. To my surprise, there are even texts that have been banned from Trom. What's interesting is that a lot of the spellbooks here focus on managing one's memory. In this book, there's even a spell that is used to transfer one's memory to another. Based on the content of these books, it seems like the nobles of Arcris have been using various spells to manipulate the memories of their experimental subjects. They were awarded with their nobility and territory after the Zodiac War ended, just because they served their nation, which is why I think this is all the more likely to happen.
How come the residents are ignoring me? Aren't you the one who's supposed to manage their memories, Messier? Let me make things clear. We're equals. I don't deserve this sort of treatment. Have you gone mad from becoming intoxicated with Exer?
This is getting ridiculous. What would I get out of manipulating that? Don't try to place the blame on me for your inferiority complex, you wretch. And speaking of Exer, what makes you so different from me, Eastland? Is there anyone here who can live on without the help of Exer? Don't be a hypocrite.
Messier, that's enough. If you think like that, we would all be considered hypocrites. Our mission for Akras is only an excuse to hide our greed for eternal life.
Yes, and I'm at the top of that hypocrisy. I ended up like this because of Exir, yet I continue to drink it regularly in order to maintain my life.
Cruz, Zeno, both of you shut it.
I truly did not expect you to make it this far alive. How did you like the surprises we prepared for you? Once you climb the flight of stairs beyond this point, you'll reach the 3rd floor. Viscount Cruz is waiting for you, so do try to hurry. But before that, I've prepared a gift fitting for trifles such as yourselves. I won't allow you to leave before you receive it. Here, this was prepared just for you. Please enjoy.
We finally found the staircase leading upstairs. If the steward wasn't lying, Viscount Cruz should be waiting for us up ahead. We've already been through a lot. This might be an opportune moment to reorganize. I also need some time to gather my thoughts. I received a message from the hospital that it's almost time for us to check out. I'm worried, since I wasn't able to come up with a secondary plan for us yet. I tried my best to cure Pan back in Advena, but I was never able to improve his condition as drastically as they did here in Ordemus. Which is why I want you to try your best to strike up a deal with Viscount Cruz if you find him. I'll stay behind in the hospital to come up with an alternative plan.
Who's there?
You're a familiar face. I didn't expect to see you again. I'm sure Cruz said that he was gonna take care of you quietly, but this is rather loud for my taste. How classless of him. Well, it's fine. I don't really care for keeping my class now. Even that only matters when you want to keep your life by defying death. But there is no end for me. So what's the point of staying dignified? Don't you agree? All right, run along and find Cruz. If you're lucky, you might be able to see a lot of interesting things along the way. May Vesper watch over your path.
Iselin, there is absolutely nothing Messier has over you. It's not like our lives depend on those experiments. We do have the hospital. I'm sure Zid will need someone to help him at the hospital. And if you become that person, no one will look down upon you.
really do hate children, especially 15-year-olds. Teenagers at that age are just incomplete, mediocre at everything. Ever since I turned like this, everyone's been treating me like a child. They just got lucky with the side effects. Fine. If I can't return to my original form, I'll enjoy it. As much as I hate this look, I'll torture harder to wipe out the others.
What makes a human a true human? The answer is guilt. But as of today, I have decided to abandon my guilt. Guilt is unnecessary for the eternal master of Arcturus. Just like how the god Vesper has neglected us for all these years. Remember, Zid, you are no longer the commoner who dreamed of becoming an officer. You shall rule for all eternity as the master of Arcturus.
This is all pointless. There is no meaning to this life. Title, domain, they're all lies filled with hypocrisy.
Viscount Cruz, please try to value your life. The true path is not visible, but within our hearts. The time you spend with this sword will reflect your heart.
It has been over 200 years since I've become this ridiculous being, under the false pretense of rebuilding Arcturus from the ruins of war. I've loathed myself for choosing to become this thing, and as time passed, nobility has been the only thing that defined me. That is why, despite how disgusting the surrounding world may be, I had to do my best to protect all of the nobles. Like a star, trapped within an eternal orbit, I will not go easy on you. I must have vastly underestimated your powers. Very well. I admit it. You too are desperate to protect those you cherish. But the situation is already underway. No matter how hard you struggle, you're with the war criminal. Everyone in Arcturus will be pointing their finger at you.
You? It relieves me to see that you're still safe. I had to make my way over here because I was worried for your well-being. I see things didn't work out with Viscount Cruz. That is completely fine, as long as you're unharmed. He was once a promising talent, skilled in both sword and magic. You should be proud of holding your ground against someone like him. And no need to worry. I believe I found a way for us to take care of Pan. You must be exhausted. Let us head back to the hospital together. Good work. Say, didn't you have a question for me earlier? Why do you seem so hesitant? Feel free to ask me anything you want. Huh? What are you talking about? A war criminal? I had no idea they would brand me with such a dishonorable title. I can see that you're confused, but I promise you, I never did such a thing. Can you imagine me destroying Artemis? What nonsense. Of course, I did believe in preventing the completion of the Zodiac, and participated in the war by siding with Traia. I cannot forget the day I accidentally completed the Zodiac while trying to carry out my duties. It was the price I paid for exploiting the power of runes to their fullest potential. That was when Dex awakened, as if he was telling me that I made the wrong choice. After that day, I traveled to Bellatus to atone for my sins. I can't tell you any more regarding this topic due to my oath with Count Zid. But you know me better than anyone right now. Please, trust me.
Dear Artemis, we will not kneel before any hardship we face. Recall the teachings that were shared by Vesper, that this decline shall be the basis for a brilliant beginning, and that one must pass the darkness of death in order for life to start burning again. Now, we will all become...
Are you sure this is okay? Who knows what will happen?
Artemis is in the land of the god Vesper. There is no way Vesper will neglect our prayers.
I already got the Saint's Prayer Stone from the King before coming here. No matter the result, there's nowhere for us to run.
Zid. Hurry up.
The King has ordered us to summon our god Vesper by using the divinity drawn from St. Lapia's prayers. Oh, dear Vesper, please watch over us, your faithful.
What happened here? What's that monster? The mage officers were supposed to hear the revelation of our god Vesper through the prayer stone. But is this really the work of Vesper? Then why are they attacking us right now? If it really is Vesper, shouldn't we be experiencing salvation instead?
Damn it! I had no idea. All of our predictions completely off. Almost as if those strange creatures are here to bring down judgment on us. Blocked off the paths to prevent Traia forces retreating, but our soldiers are the ones being hurt instead. We must open up the path for our soldiers to retreat.
Everyone's rotting away as soon as they come in contact with those creatures. I thought we came out here out of formality to negotiate. We only joined this war to tell the others of the danger of completing the Zodiac. That evil could make it
come back through its completion. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my kids. If I end up dying here, how will my family live on without me? Ah, dear Sefnar, please show mercy towards your children.
We've already lost too many people here. I will not allow any more sacrifices to be made. We have to get out of here as soon as possible, even if we have to abandon the fortress. Are you listening? Get a hold of yourself. I will tell you again. Make a full retreat, right now.
This is what my end looks like. For trying to fight against that monster. It doesn't matter where. Just run before you end up like me. I don't know what to believe now. Why has our God abandoned us and our beliefs? All of the countless hours I've spent praying. Why?
I've been waiting, Rune Hunter. I don't want to admit it, but you have an excellent physique. There wasn't anyone who could stop that ending until now. Thanks to the aftermath of that battle, the past we have created for external use has been cracked. I did not expect this to happen at all. But I believe everything strengthens to become harder after cracking. That is our view, and the way of life. Count Zid is looking for you because of this. I'm sure you have a lot to say as well. Hurry back to the hospital.
"10 years ago, when I met Salvis after a long time, we spoke about saving a friend, even if he had to sacrifice himself to do it. And I provided him with what he needed, and gladly used his heart to establish order within Arcras. Just like how we became nobles by hiding the fact that the king was the one who brought ruin upon this nation with his terrible decision. Certain sacrifices are required in order to establish a stable order. Reality has taught us that even the truth will fade away with enough time. Whether it is to save someone else, or because of your pitiful justice, you seem to need to establish yourself a new order. Then why don't we do this? If you promise to never speak about everything you've seen, we will promise to do what we can for your dear friend. And if you're willing to accept this offer, vow upon it. You will vow with your blood, and I with mine. I look forward to this.
I've been waiting forever for you. So, where's Miel? Did you find him? They were lying about my brother's death, right? Where is he? The plague? Are you sure about that? That can't be true. You must have made a mistake. This was the bracelet Miel had on him. I was the one who made it. This can't be. Then, my brother is really dead. I didn't want to believe it. He was so bright and healthy. I was going to hug him to my heart's content when he came back. What should I tell my parents? I have to go back empty-handed now. Why? Why is this happening to us? Miel!
So that's what happened. An altered record within the memory rune. I had no idea they exploited my oath with them like that. As you have seen for yourself, Artemis was once at the brink of destruction for trying to use the power of Vesper out of a foolish judgment. Vesper's power that had been summoned eventually faded away with time, but it took ages before the plagued lands of Artemis could fully recover. I had become a war criminal without being aware of it. But I do not regret the decision I made 10 years ago. Even if everyone points their finger at me, I am satisfied with having protected the one I had cherished at the time. Pan finally has a safe place to recover, thanks to you, which is why I'm bringing this up now. I believe we must tell the other Zodiac Masters of Trom about what happened back in Bellatus. The strange phenomenon occurring throughout Trom are due to the resurrection of serpents. And in order to stop serpents for good, we need the help of the other Zodiac Masters. Countless rune hunters have helped us out back at Saludo. But now that Serpens has fully recovered its true form, there's no telling what could happen next. Count Zid has offered to support you with his mercenary for this mission. Don't worry about us. I will make sure Pan stays safe here.
With the oath of blood you have made with Zid, Pan was allowed to continue his treatment in St. Lapis Hospital. You sincerely prayed for Pan to fully recover from his condition, as he was now under the care of reliable medical staff. Meanwhile, Salvis suggested on searching for the other Zodiac Masters to spread the word about Serpent's resurrection. In order to guarantee the success of your mission, Zid has offered his mercenary, Kana, to accompany you in your journey. The other Zodiac Master of Trom supposedly resides in Hira, the nation of cloud and mists. The fastest route that leads to Hira is by sailing across the sea. Kana will be your guide to the port city located in the maritime nation of Ganita.